Welcome to SUPERA. We're a video podcast organized by Castro Realty Group, Nebraska Realty. My name is Ricardo Castro, and the reason of this podcast is to bring opportunities, information, keyword here, information, and the other keyword is local information of resources and opportunities, initiatives, entities, and also stories of people like you and I. And we want to convey information to you to know what were the steps or how that specific individual got to represent X, Y, or Z institution, for profit or non-profit. I'm glad and honored to have here a friend of our community, an asset now more than ever, and with a key also institution, which is the Greater Omaha Chamber of Commerce. We have Alejandra here. She represents Greater Omaha Chamber of Commerce with the Latino community with one specific program that she's going to say. Welcome, yes. Alejandra.
Hi, again, my name is Alejandra Jimenez. I am Director of Small and Emerging Business Development with the Greater Omaha Chamber. So I lead the REACH program, which is a program that supports small and emerging businesses to help them scale and grow and be able to gain the resources and capacity that they need for them to get the bigger contracts. Our program does have a focus in construction, but we helped all businesses grow. We partner with a lot of the organizations, mainly in government and nonprofits, that also support small and emerging businesses. And so if there's something that we can do, we can find you the resources needed for your businesses.
Small and emerging businesses. Mm-hmm. What an important segment. And it's known that the United States relays a lot on the shoulders of small businesses.
Absolutely.
All around. And Omaha is not exception, or Nebraska is not exception. One thing that we were talking about off cameras is we realize the Greater Omaha Chamber of Commerce, which is a huge institution representing many in Nebraska, is leaning a lot to help small and emerging businesses. Mm-hmm. I'm proud to be a member. Our business actually is proud to be a member for the last, I would say, maybe 7 years of the chamber. And Alejandra, talk about you a little bit. How did you get to the position you are now? If you can share with the public, perhaps a little story about.
Absolutely. You know, I've always had a entrepreneurship mindset myself. I am a business owner of a styling business, and I've had smaller businesses in the past. You know, sometimes they don't always work, and that's part of the process. Exactly. But with that in mind, I have a business degree, and so with that, the passion for teaching really grew, and so that's when I decided that I wanted to be a nonprofit and teach entrepreneurs how to be successful and how to follow, help them in their journey. And so back in 2017 is when I started a nonprofit and teaching business classes. And so I've kind of, gone through different nonprofits like Catholic Charities, RISE. I created the RISE business program, and it's a wonderful program. And now, it led me to working at the Greater Omaha Chamber. Being the director and having the ability that I have, the contacts and the resources, really aligns with my passion in helping the Latino community to be able to gain the resources that they need and be able to just have access to, financial resources, which is huge, and just access to education that, otherwise they wouldn't have access to. And so that's kind of where my passion led, and it's a very rewarding career. And so that's where I'm at.
That's outstanding. Not only teaching, just sharing or opening doors for people to access opportunities. There's so many opportunities in Nebraska and Omaha for businesses. I've been owning business for the last 22 years. And last year and the last 3 years that we've been hosting a housing and construction conference, I've been learning a lot. Mm-hmm. I never imagined that we had so many resources, programs, and help. And but at the same time, I'm surprised that people don't take advantage of them.
Yes.
it's better now, I guess, because we have more channels of communication than before. But I hope the education aspect of it increases so that people can go and knock doors, basically, without the power of asking, as I learned a book a few years ago. What would be the challenges usually you face in your position to convey your message? And the question goes because sometimes we are the ones that we need the help. Sometimes we are the ones putting the wall in front of us. Are there any examples or anything you can say about that?
Yeah, I think if we're talking about the Latino community specifically, I think it's all about trust, right? I think that they want to know who you are. They want to know that you are a reliable resource and that they're going to be able to trust you with being vulnerable about some of their failures, you know, being vulnerable and just saying, hey, I need help. And so I think that that's a major challenge. Like,
Trust.
how do I convey that they can trust me, that I'll be able to help them? And so, you know, I think little by little, I've been winning the hearts of people. At least I hope so.
No,
You know, just being more involved in our community and being out there and really, it's really word of mouth in our community. But it's really just showing up for them when they need me. And, you know, I am a woman of my word, and so I follow up with action, and I think that that's important.
Alejandra, I appreciate that and thank you for that, because at this point I can say that I know about businesses and I have some expertise in businesses, but I don't know how to teach it. I like to teach, but I don't think that's my forte. And it takes a lot, and it's not it's pretty unique that you have a person with skills and education in business administration and at the same time knows how to teach and knows how to listen. Thank you very much. Thank you about that. We're going to show at the bottom of the screen information about how to reach Alejandra and also the REACH program, REACH, the REACH program with the Great Omaha Chamber of Commerce. We were talking about trust. You just mentioned about trust with the Latino community, and that happens, I know, with the color community in total.
Yeah.
I was sharing with in another conversation in this podcast my own experience. Sometimes it doesn't have anything to do with the language. Sometimes it doesn't have anything which is already a barrier. Sometimes it doesn't have anything to do with the level of education either. In my case, I was blessed to know a little English, mainly grammar, when I arrived to Nebraska, to the States, the United States, 23 years ago or 24 years ago. And I was blessed to have a degree in business administration as well at the time, and I was raised in a family owning small businesses. And then when I managed to study and get my real estate license, the first year was a part-timer because I didn't trust the whole real estate world yet because of the trust factor. I even was selling houses and I didn't own a house yet, and I didn't want to go buy a house yet. And I already knew how to read in English, and I already knew many things about maybe more than the average people, how to purchase a house at the point. But I thought it was too easy to be reality, to be real. I thought there was a catch there, so I didn't buy a house. Now, I mean, a year later, when I finally purchased a house, man, what's going on with me? You know, I'm there in the industry. I have the resources. I know the people or the entities that I can go to, and I'm not taking the opportunity. But actually, that's the explanation. I mean, it's not always that you have. Well, they don't know the language. Well, if you know the language, you still have to learn how to navigate the system.
Yeah, and also with that in mind, I think that a lot of times as entrepreneurs, it's scary to take risk, right? And that's part of the journey too. You have to be able to take risk. And that's another challenge too. Like, how do you get people to take those risks to be able to scale? Because sometimes in order to grow, you have to risk. You have to take the chance. And so I think that helping them understand that can be a little bit of a challenge, but it's doable.
And you said before, you are conveying information, and as the most information you have, the most likely you're gonna take risks, right? Because you are minimizing actually the risks. About the REACH program, how many times per year, how long it lasts, those classes, how the classes are formed.
So the REACH program it's a year-long program. So we do things every month. It's completely free. There are some courses that are charged. They do have a very minimal price, and it's mainly just, for materials and things like that. But it's very minimal. We have our 10-week construction academy. We have those 3 times a year. They are for 10 weeks. And so they go through, this is more for businesses in construction that have had their business for a minimum of 2 years. Okay. And they're businesses that are in that emerging level that are ready to take the next step. And so they go through blueprint reading, estimating, but it's not just the basics. It's really about like bringing a certain situation. Like if you're having a hard time with estimation, where are you getting stuck at? And why aren't you getting those bids? Why are you missing out on bids? Because of your estimating. So we go over those type of situations, how to read contracts, real situations on, whether if somebody's suing you, how do you protect yourself, or how do you protect yourself from getting sued, things like that. And so it's a great program offering 3 times a year. But we have different workshops throughout the months that are completely for free. We bring in the experts for that. But yeah, I would say it's a year-long program. We do things every month to support the construction community and just the entrepreneur community in general.
So 1 year-long program, and inside that program, that's the Construction Academy?
Yeah.
Or it's part of that 1 year program?
Yes. So being part of REACH, it's a community in itself. And it's really just a support system that you come in and we meet you where you're at. We do technical assistance. And I will say that that's mainly our main job. That's what we do a lot. We meet with business owners. We have meetings with them on what are their needs, where can we help them, what resources do they need, and then we build out a plan. And so we do that the majority of the time on top of all the workshops that we offer, mentorship, and then just getting them aligned with the resources that they need all year long.
And besides that, you have workshops during the year. Alejandra, I know you're bilingual, and for the people who can pass the word to their friends who speak Spanish, where can they reach you?
Yeah, you can reach me on LinkedIn. I will say that that's the easiest way to reach me. Otherwise, you can reach me on my phone, through email. There is a spot on the chamber website where you could reach me as well. But I'm very, very reachable.
How they Google the chamber? Great Omaha Chamber of Commerce, Omaha Chamber of Commerce?
So it's omahachamber.org.
omahachamber.org, and the program is REACH program. Alejandra, anything else to wrap it up?
No, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. And, for all the business owners, if you just have any type of doubt or questions about, where do I start, feel free to reach out to me. I think the main thing is that you start. And that's all I can advise. Just start somewhere.
I'm glad we have an institution that represents small business owners in the whole city, that opens doors to us. I'm glad that you're choosing the right people, the right professionals to lead most of the programs. Thank you for that. And I myself, being a small business owner, I really feel that I'm supported. And thank you, the Greater Omaha Chamber of Commerce REACH program with Alejandra support the Hispanic community too at the SUPERA conference, which is going to happen this August 23rd. And you can reach Alejandra at the bottom of your screen. Well, Alejandra, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please check us online, and we'll be here in 1 more week.